Hey, Blake, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing great. Nice to speak to you again.
I know. Oh, how are you, man? Because I remember you from Modesto. First and foremost, I want to say, man, thank you so much for all your support and love, and it's just really, really great. And I'm so glad I got a chance to meet you in Modesto. You're a really, really awesome guy.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So before we get started, I just want to say thank you very much for taking this time of your busy day to speak with me, and most importantly, happy early birthday.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I can't wait for my birthday. I'm stoked.
No problem. So growing up, who's been your biggest influence and why?
Man, my biggest influence. I mean, my biggest influence would have to be my family. I mean, they're the ones who gave me the confidence and eventually they gave me the love and support and the confidence that I needed in order to come out to LA and pursue acting. And they always, throughout my struggles, they were the ones that would tell me, just keep going. Something's going to happen for you. Something's going to happen for you. And underneath, like, all the no's that I had ever received, they were always pushing me through the bad times. So definitely them.
Now, what was it like growing up with three older brothers?
Oh, well, I think that my brothers are very, very different. Derek, my oldest brother, Derek, he's very, very strict, but he can have a good time, but he's serious. My brother Michael is like one of the funniest people you'll ever meet. He's super funny. He's got a great sense of humor. And my brother Ricky, he's just a wild and crazy person. And I think that I have certain parts of each of them, and I think they've all molded me into who I am today. Being a person who accepts anyone, being a person who sees the bright side, being the person that has a sense of humor and can, lighten the mood up a bit, and then being the person that can buckle down, get serious, and tackle some serious issues if I have to. I think all of them, created me into the person I am today. But when I was younger, I will say what it was like having three other brothers. They would all bully me, and they'd all beat me up, and I guess that just goes with having three older brothers. You're born, and then you start getting beat up. So it just comes with the trait.
I know exactly what you mean. So how old were you when you first discovered that you wanted to be a singer and an actor?
Man, I mean, when I first discovered I wanted to be an actor, I had to be like 5 or 6 years old.
Wow.
I was always wanting to be the class clown, and I'd write little stories in my journals. I'd write actual plays in my journals and act them out in front of the class rather than just writing how my day was or something when that was what we were actually supposed to do. And it got to the point where people wanted me, that they were looking forward to me doing a journal, so I always had to have fresh material. And that's in the 4th grade, and then I did stand-up comedy for my 5th grade talent show, and I just kept going. And as I got older, when I was young, after 5th grade, I started taking acting classes and kept up with acting in junior high and high school, and I just studied it and studied movies. I mean, it got to the point where a movie theater was my favorite place in the world, and I'd go to the movies and I wouldn't watch a movie as in the same way that the person next to me would watch it. I would sit there and just study. I'd study facial expressions. I'd study the reactions. I'd study how the actors felt. I'd study how truthful they were being. I mean, I just study everything, and I was hooked. So I mean, ever since then, and then I graduated high school a year early to come out to LA, and then struggled a lot, ate a lot of ramen, I mean, I think one thing that I'd like to say is that people, I've seen some people say, he's, how is he an underdog? How's he an underdog? He seems like a jock and all this stuff. When really, I mean, I thought I was one of the most underdogs there. I mean, one of them, just only because I had no vocal training, and I honestly felt like a cat in a dog fight almost, and I just had to practice all the time, and I practiced constantly, and then along with my struggles, I mean, you're considered an underdog when you're at the bottom of the food chain, and you have to fight through everything, and that's exactly what I did. I mean, I did it here in Los Angeles when I got here, man, I didn't want anything from my parents. I wanted to do everything myself, and I didn't have any money. I struggled a lot of days. I was hungry. I was losing weight. I was fighting to survive. It was a terrible, terrible time. But I went through it, and I couldn't be any more grateful and thankful to anyone. But I'm just grateful for the struggles that I went through, definitely.
Well, congrats, because it finally paid off. Now, I know you're really close to your family. How hard was it being away from them and your girlfriend for so long when you were filming?
I mean, it was terrible. I was worried about all of them. I remember, praying for each of them when I would go to bed, just because, I couldn't talk to any of them. So I'd be praying for them, praying for their safety, praying for their health. I was scared. I was scared about what was going on. I was afraid something might have happened. I was afraid of anything. But, I'm just happy everything was okay. But it was hard. It was really, really hard.
I bet. Man, throughout the competition, which week was the toughest for you?
Definitely emotionally, probably vulnerability. I think that hit home for everyone, and it was really tough. We were all like battling things. I remember my scene was in the stairwell, and that went along with the story that I had told about the stairwell, about walking in on a kid getting bullied, and I didn't do anything. So that really hit home for me, and I think it hit home for everyone. But also, like, physically hard was fearlessness and tenacity, because fearlessness with the slushies, it felt like I was getting punched in the face by a snowman. And then in tenacity, it was just like, it was so brutal. I would take slushies over tenacity any day, because doing that obstacle course was insane. I remember after we were done, I just couldn't even move. I just wanted to lay down. I was chugging waters, and I felt like a zombie who, like, became a zombie again. It was crazy.
So, did you have a favorite mentor?
I really liked Corey Monteith. He was my favorite mentor, just because he came in and you knew how passionate he was about Glee, about acting, about everything. And he told us, he gave us tips. He gave us constructive criticism rather than just the good, and then or a couple bad. He gave everybody a compliment, but he also gave them what to work on, because in reality, nobody's perfect, and there's always room to get better.
Going into the finale, who did you feel was your biggest competition, and why?
Both of those girls, I did not think I was going to win at all. Throughout the competition, I always tried to stay positive and stay kind. I just used that, and I used my positivity, and I used my focus, but I was grateful to get into the finale, because that's what I said from the beginning. I said, I don't know if I'm going to win, but I do really want to get to the finale, because I want to do each week and show what I have. And whether I win or not, I just want to do the best I can and do good work. And whatchamacallit, and I didn't think I was going to win. I looked at Allie and I looked at Eileen, and what they have is great stories. They had such great stories. And here I am, like this guy that you won't know my story just by looking at me. I have levels of me that people haven't seen and stuff, but by them you could just tell their storyline right off the bat. You know what character they're going to be. You know what their storyline is going to be like. You can predict everything. Like it's right there for them. Like you just look at them and they have great stories on them. But me, you kind of have to read in between the lines for it, and I just felt like this, that's what was being held against us, and I was getting ready to just look to my left and be extremely happy for them and supportive, and say congratulations. And when he said my name, I could not believe it.
So, what was it like reading your poem in front of Ryan Murphy and seeing Robert and Nikki's reaction?
Oh, it was insane. We see the mentors maybe a little bit, like. A little bit. We see them a little bit, like, each week. Like, we'll be in the studio with Nikki, we'll see Robert, all this stuff. Like, we don't see them as much as we see each other. But the fact that each week, like, we've seen them, and we got to know each other. The first early weeks we didn't get to know Nikki or Robert or Zach too well, but to see how they reacted to my poem was just, it was amazing, because by that point I really, really did feel close to them, like, truly close. And it felt great to see Nikki get emotional, because she was just a nice. She's just such a nice woman, and I appreciate like all of her guidance that she ever like gave me throughout the competition. Like her her working with me, it changed my life completely locally. You know, I mean, I know things that I didn't know before. And Zach is a great person, great choreographer, and he's such a nice person. And he's so funny, and it was great to see that he enjoyed my poem as well. Like, he's such a nice guy. And but Robert especially, because without Robert, like, none of us would be there, for sure. I mean, without Robert, none of us would be there. He nailed down the 80 from the thousands and thousands and thousands by himself, and we all have to thank him, because I mean, he's the reason why we were on the show and why we went through what we went through, and why we got the shot to show the world our talent and what we could do. But it was amazing to see him like react to my poems so well, because he's like a second father. You know, he's great.
What was going through your head when Ryan Murphy announced that you were the winner of the Glee project?
This is what was going through my head. I could not believe it, man. I mean, of all the no's that I have gotten, I've gotten many no's. I don't want it to seem like I went on 5 auditions and then finally the Glee project happened. No, I'm not trying to exaggerate it. I had a few odd jobs, and I was trying to support myself and all this stuff, and I had gotten a lot of no's. I mean, there's so many more actors than acting jobs, for sure. And I think I truly believe in my heart that there's a place for everyone. So I just think with the right determination and the right positivity and focus, like, you can get there. But it's just hard on the way. And I went through a lot of that. So just to get that big of a yes from Ryan Murphy, like, one-on-one, like, it was insane, man. I mean, it was a dream come true. It felt like, oh, my gosh. I mean, it just felt like everything came true for me. Everything. And it was the happiest moment of my life, and I will never forget it, never take it for granted. Always stay the same. But it was the most exhilarating moment of my life. That's why I jumped off the platform like Mario 64.
So has it finally hit you that you're going to be on Glee this fall?
Oh, no. I don't think it's ever going to hit me. I don't think when I'm on set reading my script, I think I'm still going to be dreaming. I mean, I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe you go back and I see myself watching the pilot of Glee, and then now I'm going to be on Glee. It's insane. It's, you know, it's the juice, man. It's when dreams come true. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing.
What type of character would you like to play on Glee, and is there any specific storyline that you'd like to have for your character?
I think I would totally want to be a different type of go-to guy for the choir room. I wouldn't want to be a copy of Finn. You know, nobody wants to be a copy of anyone. I think he's great, but I don't think that people would want to see me as that, and I wouldn't want to see myself as that either. I wouldn't want to be someone's number 2. You know, I would totally want to be the go-to guy for the choir room. I would totally want to be the guy who's there for advice and who's there to push everyone and with positivity and everything, like in a good way. But I definitely want my character to have some hidden vulnerabilities. Like, as much as people go to him and vent to him, I want him to never vent to anyone just because it's hard for him, because he has so many things going on, like at home and in his life and in his romantic life. Like, he's got a lot of things that he doesn't want to let his guard down because he's afraid to seem weak to everyone. You know, he's afraid to, and he has felt weak before. And I think that would be amazing, you know. And then that one time that he finally lets go, it's like his turning point, and it's so emotional for him. And I would totally want to play a character like that.
That's amazing. Well, Blake, thank you again so much for speaking with me today. I really appreciate it, and I wish you the best of luck on Glee.
And thank you, Chris. Thank you so much for, and I'm serious, man. I'm not just saying this. Thank you so much for, you know, when I met you in Modesto, you're such a great guy, and I mean, I never ever forgot you. I haven't forgotten that awesome, funny picture we took, and I really do appreciate your things, because I mean, although your articles, because although we only met each other for a little while, I'm glad that you got to see the type of person I was, and you were so behind me, and I really do appreciate it, because it was people like you that you know made this all possible, and I really do appreciate it. I'm grateful to you forever, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too. Have a great day.